Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another Troopers on Break video. We are trying to do more videos, guys. What can I say? Where we get a million views or we get one view. We're going to be right here hanging out, having a good time. So, as you guys are probably aware, the era of Mall and the 10-year anniversary is wrapping up. We only have, what, a couple more days? Yeah, we got 2 days, 9 hours as we speak. It is currently 3:30 in the morning, and next era, Andor, here it is right here. I have my thoughts on that. I'll give that in another video. But having said that, there's a few things that I want to address regarding the 10th year anniversary and the characters, right? So, first and foremost, there are so many amazing things about the 10-year anniversary before we go in on CG. I know we give them a hard time, I know we give them a lot of trouble, but there's so many great things that CG did during the 10-year anniversary. For instance, one of the things that I really like that they did, I love the fact that they gave us all these characters that lift up factions that we already have and teams that we already have, right? I really love that. Lifters are the best thing because you don't need to farm up like 10 different units, right? You can farm up a character and they're going to lift the viability of that team. Darth Vader, perfect example. Everybody has an Empire team. You need an Empire team early on. For the R2 event, you need it for Lord Vader, GL, you need it for just in general to start the game. Darth Vader's bringing viability, relifting up Emperor Palpatine into the meta, giving him a new home since Stranger took Starkiller away from Emperor Palpatine, as well as Mara Jade. Everyone's got a Royal Guard. Everybody's got a Tarkin. Great job on that. I also love the fact that we got Maul. Everybody knows Maul is my absolute favorite character in the game. And he's my favorite character in Star Wars. I love what they did with this kit. It's really interesting. It's unique. It sucks that it's territory wars, but you know what? We're going to have to live with it. And the one character that is sleeping on a lot of people's minds that I see not enough people talking about is Inquisitor Barris. Inquisitor Barris, I think, is going to be a really viable character that is going to bring a lot of change to the meta. And it's going to be an interesting change because everyone's just focusing on the fact that she's a 3v3 Grand Arena team. When I'm thinking of Barris, I do not think about her 3v3 team. I'm thinking about what is she going to bring to 5v5 and who else is she going to go with than none other than the one, the only, that's right, I already got her up for this character specifically, Cere Junda. Cere Junda, I think, is going to be the perfect home, the perfect place for Barris, ninth sister, and second sister to fall into that home in order to bring up Cere. Because is bringing so much to the table. Let's just take a look. Let's just take a look, right? Special damage target enemy inflict on the stack purge, max 6. Unaligned force users, not inquisitors, unaligned force user allies recover 5% health and protection, and you gain siphon. This is going to be she's a healer, but in a sense, she's sort of an attacker. So it's really interesting kit. And remember, she's siphoning critical damage. Has a nice buff immunity, and she has so much in her kit. There's so much in her kit. Like this, while Ninth Sister is taunting, Allied Second Sister Inquisitor Barris had plus 200% defense and tenacity, And allied Inquisitor Barris is immune to daze and stun. And there's going to be more turn meter gains. It's going to bring so much viability to that Seer team. And I think it's going to be really interesting because that frees up a slot with Ninth Sister being a tank right there instead of using crew. It's going to free up a slot. Maybe you put Cal back in there, take him away from Ray. You put Malicos in there, right? So you could be Seer, Malicos, Ninth Sister, Second Sister, and then Inquisitor Barris. I think that's going to be the team, in my opinion. I'm not sure though. It's going to take time because we haven't been able to test it. Don't get me into that. But I really like Inquisitor Barris. Yeah, Maul, Vader, those epic marquee, legendary. Of course, they're going to be banger characters, but I really think people are sleeping on Inquisitor Barris. Plus, if you get her up, she can be used for the light side event of the era battle. So I really think that's important as well. And just keep that in mind because you use Vader and Maul for the dark side, and then you just use Bears to get those shards or currency, the crystals, the relics and stuff on the light side era battle. Because remember in the news post when they announced the era battle in game, they made it very, very clear that you cannot use, where is it? While Maul Hate Fueled is required to have 2 or 3 and higher of the event, he will not be a playable unit. Okay, no. He will not be a playable unit for the light side. In order to play the light side event, you must have either Stormtrooper Luke, Yoda Chewie, or Inquisitor Barris. So just keep that in mind, especially you invest in Maul. I'm not going to be investing high in Yoda and Chewie at the moment. I'm not going to be investing high in Stormtrooper Luke. They're good teams. They're going to bring some viability to you in certain parts of the game. In the end game, I'm not seeing much. I'm just not. Right. But let's say you only take, like, let's say you have a 5-star mall. Look what she's already going to bring to you. She's going to bring you 30 fragmented signal data per time around. And remember, each of these are going to come around 6 times. So 30 times 6, that's 180 fragmented signal data right there. Right? Carbonite circuit boards, 6 times 5, that's 30 Zeta mats right there. Or incomplete signal data, love that. 100 Bronzium wiring, and then still, so you're getting a guaranteed 30 Zeta mats, which is why, once again, everyone's sleeping on her. She's gonna bring that viability, especially if you bring her up to higher relics. And now, if you have Maul up and running as well, to 7 stars, you can easily get so much more crystals, more flawed signal data, more Zimbitals, right? There's so much that hidden value, I'll call it there's so much hidden value with Inquisitor Barris. And I think if out of all the light side characters for that era battle, she's going to be the best one to get up and running. Which leads me into my thoughts on this era as a whole, going into the Andor era. There's some issues that I've had. We can load in Coliseum. There has been some issues that I had regarding the era battle, right? There's just been a few issues that need to get addressed. First off, the communication sucked during the 10-year anniversary. It sucked. There's no way around it. There's no way to tie a horse or, I don't know, lead a pony. I don't know what the phrase is. The communication sucked, and they worked on that with the Andor era. But then the thing that confuses me is they said, well, we made changes. We're making it easier. We're doing this. We're adding more currency here and all that stuff. Okay, that's great. Can you show us what you're doing to change that? Can you show us how exactly it's going to be easier for us to level up? First 3 characters are going to be Era Level 55 Marquee to do the final tiers of their Marquee. That's great, but guess what? You still have to spend money for Era Level 55. You do. You do still have to spend money. So is that really beneficial? You're still trying to get money out of them early on when you shouldn't be. It's just they're contradicting themselves in a sense that doesn't make them look good. Because at the end of the day, I always emphasize we want this game to succeed. The more it succeeds, the more we want to cover this as content creators. And after this era, I'm glad that we did this. Shout out to you guys. You guys really helped me out getting Maul, helping me engage with this first anniversary. But it really upsets me that it went the way it did. Another thing that has sort of flown under the radar in regards to the era and everything that happened is, let me pull it up right here, is that there have been changes that were made that they did not make clear to us. At the start of the era, when the era launched, these were the rewards, right? All right, focus Diacron's cool. The Omicrons, yep. But here's the one that matters most. We were able to get 54 incomplete signal data. 54. And then 45 fragmented signal data. Do you guys want to know something? Do you guys want to know something? Here, we'll show you. We'll show you. Here, I don't care. Yeah, y'all are doing great. You did amazing, Mo. I'm so proud of you. Look at this. It used to be 54. Now it's down to 40. That is 14 less incomplete signal data than we were getting at the launch of the Era system. So if you do some quick math, that is 56 incomplete signal data per episode. So you multiply that by 3. Let's do some quick math. Let's whip out the calculator. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. 56 times 3. That is 168. You know what that's enough for? That's enough for another Relic 7. So throughout a whole era, you're missing out on another Relic 7 worth of material just from what they took away from you. And that's just it's not good practice. And then they're messing around with the Datacrons, making it so that people who have 4 or 5-star malls have the same viability with their Datacron as someone who has a 7-star mall like myself. And so it's not a great practice. And so for the Andor era, I'll begin the episode pass. Other than that, I'm going to hold on to my crystals. Me, Taznex, Ranger, we talked about it. Put my money where my mouth is. We're not investing into this era until I see some more changes. Until I see some more changes, I'm not investing into this game. And so I know I'm not going to make a big impact. There's some whales and krakens and stuff, but it's just for my personal practice and belief, there needs to be some changes. But anyways, long story short, Andor, it's going to be a fun era. It's going to be interesting. Maybe they make some changes during in the middle of the era, and maybe I'll jump on and invest a little bit. But until then, I need to see some changes. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, and may the force be with you. Talk to you all later. Peace. Bye.